Did the video stop playing? Okay, then I'm gonna. Okay, so that's the music that stopped playing. I'm gonna do a different one then. What soundtrack do I fucking love that won't get copyright claim? Let me look it up real quick. There's one recently I actually was listening to. Um. Oh, you know, let's do the fucking. Let's do the VVVVVV soundtrack. What's it called? It's called PPPPPP. Because haha, that's a funny joke to change the. I think I might actually trophy hunt um the VVVVVV soundtrack. Or not the soundtrack, sorry, I'm like looking at the same thing. I think I might trophy hunt the game at some point, even though it's wacky and annoying as hell. Okay, where can I find one that's just a? I want to find a playlist that has all of them. I mean, I was hoping to find the playlist that has all of them, but is like from the original creator, not just like some random fuck. But someone might be. No, because it's just 10. Okay, well, you know what? We're not doing that soundtrack then. Fuck it. We're gonna do Deja Vu NES OST. Shout out to the since that's kind of like the jazzy vibe they're going with before that we were listening to. Yeah, if this gets claimed on any of the YouTube upload, we'll see, but hopefully not. Anyway, back to reading bullshit. Kyrie Irving, no, Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts, you silly bitch. I mean, it's normal, the Super Boss version. I mean, the Super Boss version for sure, but like even his normal fights are kind of annoying as fuck. K3 is fire as well, made me so happy. I mean, they technically do things with her a little bit, I would say. I mean, they do, but like it's like I just don't like the damsel in distress thing again. Like you did it once, it's like fine, okay, whatever. But like I mean, something I don't know, like just like you can have her lose without her being like bargaining chip. Like it's kind of lame. But my little heart did like fucking crack with happiness from the Palpu scene. But like whatever. Now this song fucking slaps specifically from the Deja Vu soundtrack. This one particular song. Love this one. Deja Vu is one of those point and click adventure games. So I definitely recommend it for anyone that likes those type of games. It's it's like a noir type of detective game. Command Board Defender, can't agree on that. Well, I am. I knew it. There's people in this world that don't understand its greatness, but I'm one of those people that do. Monster Hide 2. Fucking Monster Hide 2. I did do a Monster Hide game actually for trophy hunting. We can get to that here. Yeah, but 358 over 2 has my favorite trio: Roxas, Axel, Xion. Yeah, I mean they are a pretty good trio. I like them. They definitely have more chemistry than Terra Aqua Ventus, although I do like that trio as well. Let's see, hold on. Oh, I have the like audio turned up like crazy on that. Yeah, we'll go with the higher audio. Fuck it. Even though it's gonna fuck with some of this other stream shit I was doing, we'll just do that. Anyway, alright, caught up. Now back to trophy hunting and explaining. Monster Eyes 2 movie soundtrack does tickle my fancy. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, that one's annoying as fuck. Okay, we're just gonna skip to the next song. That's only 15 seconds, but that one's just annoying as hell. The other room. It's used for like a certain like, oh my god, that's crazy. But yeah, 15 seconds is too much of that noise in my ear. Where were we at? Toy Story 3. I think it's like the Toy Story 2 in terms of like the platforming and representing the movie and shit. Like it does it way better than Toy Story 2 does. It's just a shame that you lose like more of the 3D aspect of like moving around the world as much. It's a lot more streamlined in terms of where to go. Like a point A from point B sort of scenario. Otherwise, it's like a pretty natural continuation from Toy Story 2. So I think if I gave Toy Story 2... I think I gave it, like, what did I give it? It's been a hot second. I feel like I gave it a 6 out of 10. Toy Story 3 would be more like a 7 out of 10. Alright, there we go. I had to close the fucking window for a second there, because goddamn, the bird just went shut the hell up. Okay, anyway, where are we at? Rugrats, Adventures in Game Land. So it's really cool the way that it's like, oh hey, let's make a Game Boy game sort of thing for Rugrats. Like it's done in a Game Boy kind of style. And that's cool, but like it's really weird that they made it a hard video game. There's no reason that the video game had to be difficult in certain aspects. Now you can look at this and be like, oh, it's not that hard because it's 55% completion. It's like, sure, but like they added in like hit stun from say Ninja Gaiden and like Castlevania and shit where you get hit and it sends you backwards. And with a bunch of like really small ass platforms, like that's annoying as fuck, dude. It's a Rugrats game. It's a game about like toddlers and shit like that. How the fuck are you gonna... Like you don't need to emulate the bad parts about NES games just to make it seem like that era game. Like what the fuck? Because they were massive. Because it's weird because it doesn't feel like you have a lot of room on platforms at all because your character is massive compared to the platform. So some of the stuff near the end was just like rough. Obviously, I eventually did it, but you can tell I didn't want to do it again because it's like I don't want to do the PS4 version. Fuck that. Like I could have bought the game, but this is just another rental sort of thing. What am I at? Matchbox Driving Adventures. Most of it you can just let the game do its like drive itself. It's boring as fuck. It's completely forgettable. 3 out of 10. Power Wash Simulator, I already talked about this. This is just more DLC added onto it. Every time a new DLC gets added, it gets bumped up higher in the list because it's like, okay, well now I did the fucking Trek DLC, so it's, you know, it's pretty whatever. Or like when I did the Alice in Wonderland, that's October. It's October, this October. So really, I initially did it in January, everything, so there's no way I didn't talk about this game by now. But yeah, I mean, you know, mostly fun game. Of course, we hit a fucking ad as soon as I get to the Monster High game. We'll talk about that one in a second. We'll go to dating stories real quick while I wait for the ad to die down. Hold on. I don't want this song either, to be honest. Okay, we kind of ran out of the music, to be honest, so we're gonna do, like... I can't do Wave Race 64. I want to do Wave Race 64, but what's gonna happen is if I do Wave Race 64, Nintendo is gonna claim that. Like, I mean, Deja Vu, the NES game, is also a Nintendo game, but it's not like Nintendo owns... Nintendo doesn't own the music to that game. It's whatever company that made it, but Nintendo does own the music to Wave Race. Like, I'm pretty sure they do. Again, we can't do that one. What if I do, you know, let's do Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. I want to look at specifically, what is it? There's like 2 songs that are fucking fire on that. I want to see. Not extended. Man, I understand why people want, like, oh, make an extended version of a soundtrack, but it's like, dude, it doesn't need to be extended, man. Just do it. Like, just do the normal shit. Rosso, versus Lancasters. Okay, we'll do this song. Yeah, this one fucking rocks, dude. No one's ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses, play it because it's an amazing game, but like, even the soundtrack just is fucking fire. I'll turn it down a little bit. That's a little bit too low. Let's go a tiny bit more. There we go. Anyway, this song fucking slaps. But yeah, anyway, Monster High, now that the ad's done. Monster High Skulltimate Secrets, it's just a bunch of fucking monster puns the whole game. It's pretty whatever. It's a shitty platformer. Whereas, like, Scratch-Made Adventure is actually a decent platformer. Monster High is not, so, I don't know, 3 out of 10. It's at least a quick platinum, but yeah, pretty dumb game. Dating Stories, terrible game. 1 out of 10 free game on PlayStation sort of deal. Slide 2 I already talked about because I did the PS2 classics, the original Slide 2. Sorry, not the original, but like there's like a PS3 Slide 2 that I did. And although these trophies are a bit different, like there's some like missable ones, I don't think they had enough to really rate the game differently. I still need to do Slide 3, both versions of that, because I do own it, but it's kind of whatever. Nick, okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna go sleep tonight. Okay, see you later, Red. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in, man. Nick Jr. Party Adventure, unfortunately, my 350th platinum is this one. It's just a shitty party game. It's like, I mean, it's just a mix of a bunch of Nick. It's like the culmination of all the other shitty Nick games, to be honest. It's like, oh, this one has Dora and Paw Patrol and fucking Blaze of the Monster Machines and I don't know, some pirate ones I don't remember the name of, and Blue's Clues and fucking. Where the hell is Blue's Clues actually? Why is Blue's Clues not on this? The most frustrating part of this was the fact that I found out you could speed up the walking speed by 2 times, but I only found out right near the end of the game. So that... No, hold on, the fucking... So what happens when you lose the duel? Okay, so that's one side of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Roses theme. There's like 2 different paths, like story paths you can take, so that was one of the themes, so let's play the other one now. This song also fucking slaps. There's like a... I don't know what you call it. Is it piano? It's this part right here. I fucking love this part the most. Fucking slaps, man. Nick Jr. sucks, but yeah, I found out the speed thing, which is why I finished the game in almost an hour quicker than I did previously. Ghost Sim, we already talked about. Terra was only doable because of this like event that lets you max level and get a bunch of gear as like a welcome thing that they were doing for some sort of anniversary of their game, and so that made the game incredibly easy to platinum. Otherwise, I don't really have an opinion on the game, but MMOs aren't really my deal. Like, I don't like the idea of like whacking away at a boss for 5 years and it doesn't do anything differently. So it's kind of whatever. We already talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. We did talk about Astrobot as well, to be fair, earlier, so... And it really does just take everything about Astro's Playroom and just fucking cranks it up to 1,000 times better. Pretty much no complaints. 10 out of 10, absolutely was my favorite game last year, tied with like another game that I need to go back and talk about it in a second, but like, I can see why it won Game of the Year, for sure. Fantastic platform, and I hope it leads to more platformers being made, because that's my favorite genre. Have we tried out Final Fantasy? I did do all the Final Fantasy Remake. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I should say, the first one. But I didn't platinum it. I tried to, it was kind of a pain in the ass. Because I played it on like a normal difficulty. It's gotta be somewhere around here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I got fucking... What other music can we do? We could do Jack and Daxter and hope that it doesn't get claimed, I guess. Let's do Jack and Daxter OST. No, Sentinel Beach. That's actually, I don't really care about that one. Anyway, Sandover Village. Here we go. Anyway, where is Final Fantasy? Somewhere around, yeah, right here, Remake. So I did most of it on like the normal difficulty. I usually play normal difficulties when I first play games, and I'll jump up if I do better. Now I could have reloaded at certain points to get the 9 bridal candidate outfits. That was the only main one I was missing, but in terms of this shit, I couldn't do the learn all enemy skills one because there was like one of the skills you had to learn. There's only one skill I couldn't learn. It was like because you had to play like a super hard version of a boss. they didn't let you do it in the normal difficulty. And I wasn't good enough at the game. I just couldn't fucking do it. And so that was like the main killer for my platinum. Now maybe if I played the whole game from beginning to end on hard, maybe I would have been more like primed for it. And we'll see. I mean, I do kind of want to go back for it. I also do hear that the next game in the series, which I do want to play at some point, but it'll be quite a bit. I hear Rebirth is like an even bigger pain in the ass for platinuming, so we'll see. I don't know if that's like something I'm actually gonna do or not. 200 hours? Is that what it says, dude? That's fucking nuts. 200 hours for the fucking thing. But we'll see. I do like Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's pretty much my extent of like Final Fantasy knowledge besides Kingdom Hearts. It is, that's all I gotta say. Oh yeah, for the Rebirth, yeah, that makes sense. I just heard the thing that specifically, like, the guy apologized that Rebirth was so hard to platinum, and they're like, we're gonna fix it for the next game. I haven't done it, but I've seen what part of it is. So, that's rough. Where was I at? So anyway, Astrobot 10 out of 10 for sure. It Takes Two, a lovely game. I'm very excited to play more games from this developer. Split Fiction obviously looks fantastic. I've seen a very small amount of it, wanting to absolutely avoid as much as I can about it. Obviously, A Way Out. If I get a chance to play A Way Out at some point, that'd be nice too. Played this with friend of the stream, Ritos. I don't want to listen to Misty Island. Let's do Forbidden. Let's see what about. Yeah, we do Forbidden Jungle, I guess. These are names of areas in Jak and Daxter, by the way, that I'm saying in terms of the OST. But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. There was some of the missables were kind of weird in certain parts, but it was fine because you just chapter select it. It was really weird too because the game like saved your progress in the cloud servers, and so most of the trophies popped actually for the PS4 version. Like I was planning on replaying the whole game with like another friend who also had played the PS5 version with like someone else. So we had both beaten the game once, gotten the PS5 versions platinum, and then we both came together like, hey, we'll do the PS4 version together. But then it just pretty much gave us most of the trophies, and then we just had to go through and do like a little bit. So it took us only like an hour to platinum, as opposed to having to do the full game, which would have taken like 5 or more, depending, I guess. What's the fastest normally? I guess it's not fair to count the fastest because the other people did the same shit that we did. They probably had more strategic saves, I guess. But yeah. Let's see what else. Life is Strange, Double Exposure. The way they move forward with the decisions of the first Life is Strange game is weird, no matter which one you choose. The one where you sacrifice a character as opposed to a city is probably the one that makes more sense, to be honest. But it's not the one most people are gonna choose because it's, you know, Life is Strange is the fucking the goofy writing lesbian crime solving game, so it's like you're probably gonna want to keep the character. I mean, I was just like, no, fuck that. Like, I ain't letting a whole city fucking die for one person that is kind of like kind of an asshole sometimes. Even though I do like her character, it's just like, no, fuck that. So it didn't really bother me as much, but like, yeah, it's kind of weird how they go past that, and then I don't know, like some of the shit they did, it's just weird. Like, it's just not as well done, I feel like. Like, the whole thing with the cop in Double Exposure is like completely just fucking thrown to the wayside, and it has nothing, like, it does nothing for the plot whatsoever. You could remove that entirely, and the overall plot would not change whatsoever. And then Safi just seems like a bad person with like the stuff you learned about her later, and it's just like, if they're trying to make us endeared to this character, like they're doing a shitty job. Oh boy, the Fisherman soundtrack thing. Not soundtrack, but like song, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot to rate like the numbers. So I would say Astrobot Ares was 10 out of 10. It Takes Two is probably like an 8.5 or 9 out of 10, to be honest. I think a 9 out of 10. Like I think it is that good for sure. Life is Strange double exposure is probably, I don't know, I forget what I gave the first Life is Strange. In terms of double exposure, like, I mean, there's not nearly as much cringy dialogue, I guess, but like, I think there's more structural problems to the game than there are in some of the other Life is Strange games. I guess I'm like a 6. No, like a 5. Let's go 5. It's fair to say 5 because there was also a bunch of, now that I think about it, there's a bunch of audio issues too. Like the audio mixing was not consistent at all. Like it was all over the place. Some parts were like way quieter than they obviously should be, and some parts were way louder than they need to be, like popping shit. And it's like, this is like a fucking big studio. Like, why are we? This isn't your first game, dude. If this was Life is Strange 1, I'd maybe understand it a bit more. But like, this is like the fucking 4th game in your series. 5th if you count like Captain Alex or whatever. Not Captain Alex. That's the fucking funny movie thing. What the fuck is his name? Captain Spirit. See, now we're getting to shit. Like we're almost caught up. I already talked about Mortal Kombat, and the only difference is now I went through and I did all the trophy hunting. I guess I could talk about the trophy hunting differences that I did since 2023, which is like the last time I touched it. So the living towers were fine. You just had to keep waiting. Like every hour they change, so that's fine. That's pretty easy to do. Let's see. Let's change the track. What do we got? I don't want the temple track. Not Fire Canyon. Yeah, we could do Rock Village. Rock Village. There we go. Let's not be Nekoark anymore. That was fun, but the time has passed. Let's be... Should we be Pac-Man? Let's be Pac-Man for a little bit. Hey, it's me. I'm Pac-Man over here. I'm Pac-Man. How you doing? I should fix it if I'm gonna be Pac-Man, though. No, I don't have it set up. Okay, we're not gonna be Pac-Man because I don't have things set up because he's cut off by the like the corners of the box. Let's go back to the original, the OG, the first PNG tuber. The boy, my Daxter OC, Orion the Otzel. Oh fuck, he's floating in the air. Hold on. Ignore the no legs. There we go. Everyone's favorite, the classic. So yeah, those are fine. If I keep scrolling through, win a single tower challenge is like the fucking one of the most broken trophies I've ever seen in the goddamn. Yeah, look at that. Recent forum post is challenge accepted impossible. And you know what? It might as well be, because it uses a feature that's only on PS4, which means anyone that plays the game on PS5 cannot get this trophy. You just can't. Like, it's literally impossible. What happens is it sends an invite, and like, it has like certain text. It's not like a normal PlayStation invite. It's like a very unique one that has like a challenge sort of thing set to it. But the problem is it just doesn't work the majority of the time. And the only way I got it to work was eventually what happened is I did the tower challenge, I sent it, and then I had to open it like on, because I'm sending it to my other account. But even sending it against other real people didn't work. Let's skip this song. There we go. Okay, we'll go Underwater City. But yeah, it's so I sent it to. I finally got it to work on one, and the idea was like I had to send it to myself. You have to accept the invite from like without getting in the game, and then you have to hope that it pops up correctly, which most of the time it didn't. But like the one time it finally popped up correctly, and then you have to play the first round, and if you beat it correctly, it shows the wrong scores. It shows glitch scores, so both people actually end up losing. Because even when you send it back, it shows like a wrong score too. So what you had to do is you had to play it once it connected to the right one, which took forever. And no joke, I retried this like fucking 15 times. Like it was that annoying. So you play the first round, you let the enemy beat you up, essentially kill you, and then you go back to main menu. You can't quit before that because then it fucks it up. But this essentially you're just forfeiting with a score of 0, and then the other person wins automatically. But yeah, it took me like at least 15 times before that actually finally worked. Very frustrating. I had to look up so many like forum posts to find the way to do that. Reach level 50 on all factions. This is annoying because there's no way to track what factions you've been in, unless you've been keeping track yourself. And I wasn't keeping track on which one I did the first time, because I got the any faction back in 2023. And then I swapped it from that one, so I knew whatever one I was currently on, that because it resets your faction XP when you change your faction every single time. Like, if you go back to the old one, it still resets it back to 1. So I just had to guess which one seemed the most likely that I did, and luckily I was right, but man, that was fucking annoying shit. Especially because I did this trophy after reaching level 50, become a max member of every faction, so I hit level 50 in one of them to get this trophy. And then I swapped to every other faction, and then I swapped to one that I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna start doing this one, and I never did. Fight a secret fight in the Living Towers, that was easy enough. Personal level 65 took way too much grinding, like, just... Like, we're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of matches just fighting yourself. Doing the tiniest, like, getting the tiniest amount of XP from it. Like, and we're talking a match where it only lasts, like, 5 seconds. Because you immediately grab your character and hit it, like, they're both moving quickly. They both have no health, and you finish them off with a grab immediately. Against, like, your own, like, second player. You just repeat that over and over and over again for fucking hundreds and hundreds of matches until you eventually get that. So that was terrible. Online was fine, took a while, but you did it. The King of the Hill match shit was fine, but the 1,000 respect points is dumb as hell because you only get 10 per match from each person. And so what I had to do is I had to put, like, if you're just doing this with you and someone else, you get 10 respect a match, which means you'd have to play 100 matches for each person, because they both need a trophy, obviously. But instead, I had my ult with me, so like it took us 50 matches each, so 100 total. But yeah, very frustrating. Tower battles, those were fine. Just had to win 5 of those. Survivor King of the Hill, that was fine. Reach a 10 complete win streak in ranked 1v1. The only reason this is even doable is I don't want to listen to Boggy Swamp. Let's listen to Mountain Pet. This is my favorite song, actually, off of Jak and Daxter, this next one. This one fucking slaps. Let's read on chat. What do we got here? I haven't done, yeah. Luckily, it didn't do that for me. Oh, for the Mortal Kombat 10 one? Yeah, that's fair. That's a good thing it didn't happen to you. It's annoying, to be honest. I got around 1,200 per through the profile stuff. Same for me playing Injustice 2. I want to play it, but... oh yeah, level 20. Yeah, that one sucks. That one's fucking awful. Luckily you can, like... What was that one? Like, that one you could... If you leveled up one of them to level 30, you could fight the level 30 character with your lower level character. Like, you can make your ult, your second character, you know, player 2, make him the level 30 character, and then you fight him, and it speeds it up quicker. But not by much. It does speed up, like, quicker than I think Mortal Kombat, but not by a whole lot. Also, Catcall is just incredibly annoying, but I just kept... After, like, trying to get a bunch of different of those ability things through the towers that I kept resetting all the time, every, like, 4 hours or whatever the fuck it was, you'd have a chance at, like, a random ability one. I eventually just got to the point where I just bought a shitload of mother boxes, and every time it didn't give me it, I reset my money back to what it was through save file manipulation. Not manipulation, because that sounds like I hacked the save file, but what I did is I just re-downloaded it from the cloud. And just kept re-rolling until I got the one I needed. Yeah, it gives you a lot, but the problem is it'll probably still take around an hour to get one person to 20 or something like that. Yeah. No, I agree, it's fucking bullshit. Okay, where was I at? But yeah, the only reason that the 10 wins in a row on ranked even works on Mortal Kombat 10 years because it's saved locally, so you can just upload the save file every time you get a win, and Kick All being RNG, I figured as much. Yeah, it's the only one that's RNG because it's the only one that like doesn't come with a character. Every other character-based move one, you're able to do it with like the base character, like how it comes. That's the only one where you need RNG to get the fucking mother box, which is dumb as hell. That's like such a stupid way to do it. 200 online matches, it's like I said, you pretty much had to do most of that getting the fucking respect points anyway, so that's fine. 10-hit combo with every character. The Sub-Zero one was really annoying to do that with, but otherwise the rest of them were just fine. Fatality with every character. There's just certain characters that I didn't use when I initially played the game, so like no shit. Art of Fatality, same thing. The thing is, most of what I enjoy about NRS games are the story, and so you're not really doing fatalities during the story. So a lot of fatality type ones or brutalities or shit like that don't end up happening for the most part. Every X-ray, again, there's just certain characters I never played, so of course I didn't get that. I forget which one it was. It was either X-rays or it was fatalities, but like one of them, the list I was keeping of oh, you know what it was character variations. Play every character variation. I accidentally skipped one, so I had to like go back and play through like almost all the. I played through like half the character variations again. It's just like that's really annoying. I just happened to miss like a Cassie Cage one near the beginning. God damn it. Custom combat modifiers. You had to do the living towers every time it's a new one. Get it? That one's like dumb and annoying. It's cool to have the combat modifiers, but I hate like how RNG it was, just because it's completely up to like what the fucking living tower gives you. It tells you what it's going to be for the hour, but like RNG, whether or not it's a useful one. Yeah, I ended up buying the XL upgrade, because it was insanely cheap for like $3, and so I ended up getting all this bullshit. Which, I mean, I'd prefer to own everything on disc, but it is what it is. But yeah. Invasions are terrible. Invasions are awful. Whoever made invasions can go fuck themselves, actually. But, did you do MK10? Yeah. PS5 version as well, which, I mean, most of it auto-pops, but there's a couple other things you have to like redo. Yeah, invasions are awful. The boss up is like Quan Chi, and everyone recommends doing this like certain really easy combo for Raiden, but the problem is Quan Chi almost never let you fucking do the thing if you had the Warlock variant. So what you had to do is you had to back out. I eventually found out you could back out and get back in, and it gives you a different variant sometimes with the same character. And so, like Sorcerer, you could really pull it off really easily, but whatever one of the other magic ones was kind of annoying, and then Warlock was just like fucking impossible to do. This is my second favorite track from Jak and Daxter. I'm a sucker for the xylophone. I'll hear Invasion, haha, well done, or you suck, yeah. This actually, like, I was so upset playing this. This was pretty much like the make or break, like this is either gonna happen or fucking Platinum's not happening. Ring combo's easy to do on other people, depends on skill, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm not good at fighting games. I like the stories of some of the fighting games, like Tekken, especially, really Mortal Kombat a lot, but I'm not good at them, so it's frustrating for me to play them. Actually, as I'm streaming here, I'm actually playing Mortal Kombat 9 right now because I want to go back to Mortal Kombat 9 sort of trophies. Let's say down right, down left circle. There we go. I can't platinum the game because I have no online trophies whatsoever and the online shut off. But so I figured I'd clean up some of the trophies. Gypsy, what we play next on or off stream? Currently, so I guess that's a good question for scrolling back up here. So anyway, Mortal Kombat 10, in terms of the trophy hunting experience, is fucking bullshit, to be honest. And honestly, I think it's kind of a weaker story. Like some of the going back in time shit's cool, I guess. But the combat kids, as everyone calls them, is kind of whatever. Like they're kind of all pretty bland for the most part. Obviously, Takeda is like cool as fuck, but like everyone else, kind of whatever. I mean, I will say I like Jackie more than I like Jax, but it's just like Cassie's a big ol' what the fuck ever, and then I don't even remember Kung Jin, I think his name is. Completely fucking forgettable character. Who gives a shit? But man, Takeda, he's fucking cool. But yeah, if I were to click on, I guess, since you asked, in terms of Mortal Kombat, I didn't even know there was an arcade collection one for PS3. That's interesting. But I played a little bit. I own DC Universe. I own dude, Mortal Kombat 9 got put on the Vita? Are you fucking kidding? Who the fuck plays Mortal Kombat 9 on the Vita? What a psycho. Mortal Kombat 9 I fucking hate, by the way. I mean, not really. I love the story, but like, dude, in terms of playing certain things, like the towers, like Shao Kahn is the biggest dick ever in Mortal Kombat 9. He's such a cheap boss, like in such a really unfair way. That's like, this sucks. And he has to taunt you too every time, which is like 10 times more infuriating than it needs to be. Like, motherfucker laughing at you and shit, and all he does is spam the fucking shoulder rush and the goddamn hammer throw, and he's fucking has like boss armor, you know, so like he doesn't get stunned as easily as you do. And it's like you're just terrible. But yeah. So in terms of Mortal Kombat 9, which I'm trying to do right now, it's unfortunate because I don't have my save file, right? So it's a situation where I can't do any of these online trophies at all, not a single one. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to do the hidden finishing moves, and I'm trying to do... I'm not doing mastery, fuck that. I'll try to do some of this test your luck shit, and I might do a couple of these, the easy ones for the hidden fighters. I don't want to do all of them. I'm not doing arcade ladder with all fighters, fuck that. I am doing a fatality with all fighters, and then the 200 versus. I'm not doing the arcade ladder on max difficult, probably not anyway. They say there's a cheese way to do it, but I think it just pissed me off more than anything else. The problem is I don't have my save file, so that means I gotta replay the whole story again just to unlock Cyber Sub-Zero and fucking Quan Chi, which is frustrating as hell. And I don't know, if there's like an easy trophy on DC Universe, maybe I'd go back and do it, but like, it's annoying. It does suck that like I don't have my save file, which means all my tower progress got reset. Which I did the vast majority of the towers. I bought some of them because it's like, okay, you want to get the Malia skin, of course you do, and so you're gonna buy it through it. But I did probably like at least 250 of them, legitimately. So that's very frustrating. Anyway, before I look at the rest of the chat, to go back to answer what I'm doing next. I mean, right now, currently, I'm working on Red Dead Redemption PS3, which I'm doing off stream, and then I'm playing Worms Rumble with some of the boys, which sometimes ends up on stream, sometimes not, depends. That game fucking is taking ages, but you know, it's whatever. Red Dead is just a problem of not having enough people, to be honest. Luckily, I was able to get half randoms and half real people to do the Posse Up one, which was 8 players in a posse, which is, you know, pretty pog. And the only other trophy I need for the Platinum, at least, is reach level 50. So the Platinum is pretty much guaranteed for Red Dead, but then you run into the problem of like all these fucking... the co-op challenges, which are kind of hard. You need 4 people. Technically, you do it with just 2. Actually, this one requires at least a challenge with 2, but like this one needs 4 players. This one's prestige after you hit 50, which is obviously the very last trophy I need to do, because once you prestige, you lose all your shit. This one needs 6, which is unfortunate because this takes half an hour to do for each player that does it. And I did this with someone with just 2 of us, not realizing it said the word innate full. The word full does a lot of heavy lifting here in this trophy. So I did I did all this requirement. I did not do this requirement. The full, did not do that one. Very unfortunate. This one here, I think, requires 4 people. This one requires 4 people. This one requires 4 people. That, like, it's way easier with 4 people at least. This one requires 9 people, which is like the big fucking sticking point of 100%ing the game. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. But yeah, those are kind of the immediate games. Eventually I'm going to be doing Yakuza 6. It also depends on, like, if things show up through Gamefly. Sometimes I end up doing shit out of order for that. But nothing, like, immediate on the horizon in terms of that. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing for, like, a new game. I might do the SpongeBob Cosmic Shake, because I already did SpongeBob, what the fuck do you call it? SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom. That one's pretty good. I kind of want to do, like, one more, like, smaller chill game before I fucking hop into the fire at Yakuza 6, because I've already done, obviously, Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 remastered. But yeah, anyway, let's catch up on chat here. Higher skill. I had higher skill level, so it wasn't hard. I definitely see the hard side of it. That's fair. Like, I don't knock people that, you know, like, I understand. I understand that I'm just bad at fighting games, so, like, a lot of the frustration I'll have with something like Dragon Ball FighterZ or Mortal Kombats or Tekkens or whatever are gonna strictly be because of my skill level not being good, but, you know, it is what it is. Mortal Kombat 9 Fire. I think it's pretty good besides the Shao Kahn thing. And plus there is my Kung Fu is stronger 24 hours at least on everyone. That's not all, that's just the major things about it. To be honest, they shouldn't have redid everything in MK1. What do you mean, like the story aspect? I'd have to play it to know for sure. I was talking about it earlier, but I hate the fact that I love that they made a definitive edition finally for Mortal Kombat 1, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it because they're not releasing it on disc, which is a big deal for me. And the only reason I held off as long as I did is because I didn't want to buy MK1 and then I have to wait to fucking upgrade it, and it's never on disc. I ran into the issue with Injustice 2, which I was talking about earlier. I bought the Legendary Edition, but after like having fucking bought the Ultimate Upgrade Pack on the original Injustice 1 or Injustice 2, as like a whole fucking thing. MK10, I had to buy, like, I don't like buying the upgrade packs, I like having everything on disc if I can, even if I have to wait a bit. And the fact that they're not releasing a physical edition of the definitive edition of MK1 is very frustrating to me. Maybe they'll change their mind in the future, but we'll see. But yeah, I'd have to play the story to see like what type of thing it is. It's hard because like I'm in the minority of Mortal Kombat players in the sense that like my focus on Mortal Kombat games is going to be. Hold on, I don't want to listen to this song. Not that one either. Yeah, we'll do the final battle theme. Why not? How you doing, Pig? MK9 Shao Kahn's weakness was the uppercut. Yeah, I do remember cheesing him with certain things. Tell you what didn't work with the cheese though. There was a lot of cheese you could do with him or with other characters in terms of like strikers fucking shooting. Like Shao Kahn, he didn't fall for it. I agree, man. When he does the fatal, like, thanks, man. Oh yeah, 100%. DC has like 3 combat challenges that are doable. The rest, good luck. Yeah, it just depends on what I've done with it, and I haven't done with it yet, I guess. RDR is fire. Yeah, you know, I watched a friend of the stream, Platinum's Y, I think his new name now is Hall of Hunters, in terms of the Twitch channel. He played Red Dead. I didn't get the entire thing, but I caught, like, you know, here and there. And it made me want to go back and do the trophy, so I did the single-player trophies I was missing, which were only a couple, and I've been doing the online. Which I've done all the 2-player online trophies, the 1-player online trophies, and the 3-player online trophy so far, and I did the one that was 8 players, which was the Fussy Up. So, like, I've been making good progress, it's just getting the people. I think I'll be doing more on Sunday, specifically. Seems like a lot of people are going to be available on Sunday, maybe even Saturday as well, depending. And today is technically Friday, but I expect it to be, like, late Friday, so, like, Saturday morning sort of deal, we'll see. We'll see. I recently tried to do RDR on PS3 as well. Well, if you want to try again, I'm open for it. It's not like I fucking have anything better to do. Yeah, I didn't feel the need to change everything, that's all. I Fair enough. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Pig. How you doing? Just going through. There's been 10 videos in this series of me like rating games I played on PSN profiles, and I think episode 10 here is gonna be the last one for a good while. To be fair, there was a big gap between 9 and 10, but it's just because I knew I was gonna run out of games, and here we are running out of games. Although the stream's longer than I normally only do these ones about like 2 hours, maybe three, but I think I'll go like a 4 here. I don't know how busy I will be, but we shall see. Fair enough. Okay, where the fuck was I? One Punch Man, the hero nobody knows. This is in terms of conveying the humor of the One Punch Man. This is based off just season one of One Punch Man. This game is in terms of conveying the humor and like general like vibe of the series. I think it does a pretty good job. In terms of like being a decent like beat 'em up game, it doesn't do that at all. And it's very tedious to do the max out trophies. Like to get the S rank takes a while. To get the max level takes a while. It's not fun at the end of the day. Like, it was kind of fun at first when I was going through the shit. Like, and it's really cool that they had because you play as like an OC character, and it's like there's actually a decent amount of customization for it. You play as an OC character that pretty much shows up to all the major battles, gets their ass kicked, and then Saitama comes in and just one punches everything. And it's funny because they'll let you control them, and you literally just tap the punch button once on the enemy, and they fucking just die. It's a good gimmick for sure. But like, yeah, the fact that it says 25 hours is like the uh suggested for it is ridiculous. This really should be like more like a 15-hour game. And most of that extra 10 hours probably is just the grinding, like the 5-10 hours of it. Um, what would I rate it? I guess. I mean, I guess I'd rate it like a 5. It's just pretty standard. It's just a shame that like the fighting is just ass in it. You know what I mean? Because it's a situation where sometimes you'll just get stun locked by an enemy. Like it's hard to break out of the enemy attacking you, and then if even if you get knocked to the floor, sometimes an enemy can like start doing a combo before you can block it, and that's like irritating as well. In terms of like as you're getting up, like you don't get like the iframes like you would hope for, and there's not really good like there's no wake up moves, at least to that extent. That's like dumb as fuck. Uh, alright, just waking up. Gonna finish Cat Quest in a bit. Nice, nice. Uh, thank goodness you're here. This is a. Ooh, do I want? I don't think 10 out of 10, but like it's not too far off. It's a really fucking funny game. Like it's very short and it's very funny. It's just it's weird because it's like a lot of British humor is very dry, but this is like absurdist British humor, and it's so weird because you can tell like this like not only is it like British, but it's like a very specific type. Like you can tell it's like it's a very specific type of like joke structures with shit in terms of like British culture that it's clearly not trying to pander to anything like American sensibility wise. It is like so much it's so British coded that it's just like you're like it's fascinating. Like the way like for example, just the way the characters talk in terms of their voice acting. There's a lot of times I don't even understand what the fuck they're saying. Like their accents are so fucking thick. It's like I can imagine this like kind of almost a bumblefuck British guy like in the booth like doing this thing that like you look at the subtitles you're like there's no fucking way he just said that, like in terms of like I know the subtitles are saying that he said this line but like I just listened to that line and it sounds nothing like it. Like he said something else. I don't know what else he said but he said something. And so that's amusing to me for sure. I think it probably is worth saying like a 9 out of 10, maybe a 9. Let's go 9.5 out of 10. Do I want to go 10 though? I mean, maybe you can make an argument because it's a very short game. Let's go 9.5 because it is a really short game. You could do it in just a couple hours, really. Uh, I took longer on some of these. It really doesn't take 5 hours. Like if it's because I was taking breaks in between shit, like oh I ate or something. Like, you could do it as quickly as an hour in like 13, but like realistically, more so, you could probably do it like really quickly in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, if you knew what you're doing. But like as you're going around like experiencing everything, it's so fucking good. Uh, One of my favorite games I've played in a very long time. Okay, Thunder Ray. Thunder Ray is just a Punch Out type of game. If you like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, or just Punch Out featuring Mr. Dream, or Super Punch Out, or the Punch Out game for the Wii or whatever, it's that type of game, but it's like more bloody, I guess is a good way to say it. It's like more kind of space-ish, kind of like monster themed, I guess. So if you like that sort of thing, definitely go for it. The PS5 version is apparently pretty rough to platinum, all things considered, but and I don't know, maybe I'll try to go back and do at least one of these trophies, but I probably won't do all of them. But yeah, I'd recommend the game for sure. I think it was pretty cheap when I got it too, so I will say a little bit of the audio mixing's kind of fucked in a couple spots for it, and I had a minor issue with like the way the game zooms in when you're close to dead and like the audio goes out. Like, it's a cool effect, but it actually makes like playing the game harder in the sense that like not in a fun way. So minor complaint on that, but otherwise I'd say like 8.5 out of 10. I mean, it's you look at what the game is, you're like, if you know what it's from, like in terms of like the Punch Out sort of play style, then like if you like that play style, you're gonna like this game. If you don't, then you don't. That's essentially how that goes. It's a very short game, otherwise too, but it's fine, I guess. It is a shame though, because there's like less. I mean, I have the DLC, which I haven't played the DLC characters yet, but it's like there's less fighters in it than Punch Out, and I understand like it's obviously a bigger game, like more details on the characters and shit like that, but it is kind of weird that there's less in it than the game from like that it's emulating from like 30 years ago. You know what I mean? It's more robust in its storytelling, at least for sure, in terms of like audio and visuals and such. But yeah, I mean, there could be more fighters, I guess. Now, granted, I will say that like obviously Punch Out like reuse some of the fighters. Like there's Piston Honda Part Two. Hmm. Here's here's what the fuck is his name? Don Flamenco or whatever the fuck his name is. Second time. Here's Bald Bull. Second time. Yada yada. I feel like I already talked about Worms Rumble back before I started earning more trophies about it again. So my opinion on the game really hasn't changed, I guess, except for the fact that like now I know like how much even grindier it is. I already talked about Ghost Sim earlier when I talked about Ghost Sim 3. Survival Instinct. I know I've talked about this game in the past, but one little extra thing I want to add about this is the fact that like this is fucking bullshit. There's a trophy where is it? It's like survivors with every survivor. It's called Every Man, Woman, and Child. I think something like that. Yes, when choose to travel at least once with every optional survivor. Like to get the RNG for the survivors is you beat a mission, like one of the main missions, and then you go like a path to the next mission, and you choose which one, either back streets or highway or main roads or whatever the fuck. And so you're hoping that like you choose back roads because it's supposed to spawn more like shoot offs of like, hey, I'm going for supplies, and then one of the supply areas might have a survivor in it. But a lot of times it just doesn't, and then even in cases where it does, it's like uh it's RNG whether or not it's a survivor, and then in some cases it's RNG whether it's even the right survivor, because sometimes in some areas there's multiple survivors. And you travel with one, so this is taking multiple playthroughs, and it's like, dude, no joke, I sat there for like hours, like actual hours, like just resetting the game because you wouldn't get the right one, so you had to close out before it got to the main like area for the next mission, because otherwise you're locked into it. So like 2 to 3 hours of just like resetting some of these sometimes, and multiple times I did that. So we're talking like realistically, I probably put like fucking 7, 8 hours just like resetting. Well, six, about like 6 hours resetting the game of just closing app, opening app, open the save file, hit like search in the road, watch the little mini cutscene for like 30 seconds, see if it's the one you need, It's not close the game, reopen the game, do that same process just over and over again. So that's fucking lame. Uh, I don't know if I gave this like a 4 out of 10, but it definitely deserves that. Red Dead Redemption. I definitely talked about this in the past. I know I did for a fact. The only thing different now is because of Tim that I talked about earlier. I did. Here's the trophies I did that like I didn't do the first time when I played the game back in 2015. Earn a gold rank for a combat mission single player. All you do is you open up a mission and like their mission replay. There's a really easy one you could do that takes 2 minutes. That's easy as fuck. Uh, complete 20 story missions without switching to a new horse at a hitching post. This is just because I didn't read the trophy guide before I played it back in 2014. Like, there's no way I could have known that otherwise, and then I beat the game 100%. Because as you can tell, if I go down here, uh, maybe it's up somewhere. Where is it? Attain 100% completion in the single player game completion stat. I obviously did that back in 2014. So there was no chance of me getting that trophy otherwise for the 20 story missions because I obviously beat the game. Evade the U.S. Marshals while riding the Hungarian half-bred. I just never did that because I had better horses than that. The 500 mounted weapons, you have to grind that because you don't really get mounted weapons too often in the game. So a good place to farm that one was the Undead Nightmare. It has like cannons that you can just kill a bunch of zombies spawning over and over and over again. And the only other single player trophy I did this time that I didn't do before, I placed a hog-tied woman on the train tracks and witnessed her death by train. Surprisingly, I never did that one. I assume I don't think I've ever killed someone by just placing like a civilian on the train tracks and watch them get ran over. That seems like, I understand the joke, obviously. It's like, oh, it's actually your villain, but like, I obviously never did that, like, ever. That tells me like I wasn't really into like trophy hunting as much in 2014. Because that's like such an easy trophy that I could do at any point in time. I could have just opened that up and done that. Um, and then I did these are all like the online trophies that I've slowly been working on that I showed a bit earlier. But oh, and then there was like some of these had single player trophies, like the tomahawk kills, the explosion rifle or explosive rifle kills. Yeah, this one. And then I did all the undead nightmares ones back in the day. Sometimes it's funny when games are like that. I did the PS4 version because there was no online. Yeah, so I guess to finish what I was saying earlier about that, since I kind of got sidetracked by just explaining shit, was that because I watched that Tim Person play Red Dead, I believe he also played the PS4 version. It made me want to trophy hunt the PS3 version that like I already had partially done. So I at least did all the single player trophies, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll try some of the online trophies. And now we're at the point where it's like pretty much the platinum's guaranteed for me. I just need to play like more of the game, and it has no signs of shutting down anytime soon. So even if I can't do any of the other trophies like ever, at least I can get the platinum. Um, and hopefully I can do the other trophies, but it depends. But yeah, it makes me want to like rent the PS4 version hopefully at some point. If not, just buy it outright because I wouldn't mind owning it either. To be fair, because just to play the game again because it's a fucking fantastic game. I do own Red Dead 2. I do need to play that. To be fair, I played a little bit of the online when it came out. It was very lackluster. The online. I know that people praise the story specifically, which obviously it's like the story is the main reason you go through it. But yeah, I did some of the online trophies initially, so I wouldn't mind going back and doing that. Uh, I don't know what rank I am. Obviously, somewhere between rank 10 and rank 49, because clearly I'm not rank 50. But or somewhere between, I guess, 9 and 50, because whatever. Some of these seem like they'd probably be pretty easy to do though. Yeah, there's a lot of online trophies. And some of these seem easy as fuck. Like play 5 free roam events, that seems easy. Except 10 free roam missions, that seems easy. Uh, fucking own 5 horses, probably would be if I can get some more. I don't know. Well, that's lower, so maybe like that takes a bunch of money that I don't know. Craft ammo, like I don't. Maybe I'll look into that at some point. Thing is that the servers for that game are going to stay up for a pretty long time, so I don't really have to worry about it. Like the servers of the PS3 version are still up, and obviously the PS4 version is going to be. for a good while. Oh, I've been not playing music for a while. Sorry. Let's do let's do the VVVVV soundtrack one that I was trying to do before. This at least gives a yes. This is what I'm looking for. This fucking topic thing, and then the album. Thank you. Fuck. This is all I was looking for this first time, you asshole. We're just gonna play the whole fucking thing. Fuck it. Some of them are just like small amounts of songs and shit. Anyway. But yeah, this has been a big time of like the last like year or so cleaning up a bunch of games as well. Like the year before was very much do a bunch of like I got PlayStation Extra, so I did a bunch of extra games. And the year before that was doing a bunch of kids games for the most part because it's like I had GameFly. I found out about this company Outright Games that does a bunch of these shitty kids games like the Peppa Pig and the Patrick Star game and the Bluey game and all that nonsense. So those were easy GameFly rentals. And now this part of last year, well, yeah, I guess a good chunk of last year was like PS3 cleanups, and I'm continuing that going into this year. So we'll see. Modern Warfare 2 for the PS3 version is like the only Call of Duty game left that I feel like I need to do. Maybe Modern Warfare for the PS4 version because there was no PS3 version in terms of like trophies. One of the few PS3 games that doesn't have trophies. But yeah, okay. So what else we got here? Because we're almost at the end here, but there's a couple we've missed. So let's go back and do the one that I skipped. This was my other game of the year last year in terms of like I understand like when I say game of the year, I mean like one of my favorite games I played that year. Not that it came out; it didn't come out in 2024. But Metal Hellsinger was a game that I played for extra, like PlayStation Extra, because it was leaving, and it's fucking. I love this game, dude. I need to learn how to do the custom music on the Steam version, which I bought the Steam version specifically so I could put my own custom tracks in it and play it. This game fucking rules, dude. Like, I don't play a shitload of rhythm games, but I do. I have like some of the rhythm games I played in the past. I mean, I think immediately to like Ice Cream Beat and Birth by Sleep. I think to like obviously Metal Hellsinger is another one. I like the little bit I played of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. A lot of it's not necessarily that I'm playing rhythm games, but more so that I'm playing games that have rhythm game like mini games. And those are a lot of fun. Like some of the Mario Party type of games, for example, or like I'm trying to think of other examples. Like my brain's dying at the moment thinking of examples, but I know I've played other ones before. Yeah, this game fucking like the aesthetics of it, like all the like hell demon aesthetics, cool. The metal music and like the like hard rock and shit, like fucking dope. Uh, it just felt good to shoot and kill things on beat. Like when you're doing everything on beat, like it just feels fucking amazing. Real Hellsinger is another type of like soundtrack that I would love to. I would love to own. I like to own my music if I can, but they don't sell the soundtrack, which is frustrating as all hell. You can find it on YouTube pretty easily, and you can find it on other areas, but still. This song rocks, by the way. I recently bought the VVVVVV soundtrack because a friend of the stream, Tanoki, who Pig knows pretty well, was Pig and myself and Tanoki and another friend named JFL Leon have been playing Worms Rumble together. Tanoki recently platinumed VVVVVV, which is a difficult game to platinum. And so it made me want to get back into the soundtrack, because I did own the game on Steam and I beat it, but I never like went like super hard into it like he did. But it makes me want to buy it on PlayStation and fucking platinum trophy it, whatever. Trophy hunt it. But I mean, Metal Hellsinger honestly is like a fucking. It's like a 9 out of 10, I think, for me. Maybe 9. Let's go 9.5. And granted, I did it with like the normal difficulty, Like, there's two like harder difficulties past what I did, and there's one easier one, obviously. But like I can't do the harder difficulties. Fuck that. Some of the I feel like doing the on beat shit for the shotgun was kind of a little rough. Like, it wasn't nearly as intuitive as it was with every other weapon in the game, but like eventually I got used to it. But yeah, I think it's one of my only, I guess, complaints. Yeah, because otherwise, I mean, I really can't think of too many complaints at all. The game fucking rules. To play it if you like rhythm games, or if you like metal music and shit. Absolutely. There's other games that are similar to Metal Hellsinger that I want to try. There's a game called BPM, Bullets Per Minute. That seems pretty reminiscent. And then there's like another game too that's... Let me look at my... pull up my wish list on my phone here for PSN, because I can't pull it up on my PS3 right now because the PS3 won't show the wish list the same way. What was the other game? So one was that BPM Bullets Per Minute game I was talking about. That's more like rock music than it is heavy metal. That's an interesting one. It looks like the other game is not a PlayStation game. It must be a Steam game, but I don't feel like opening up Steam. But there's like one that has like more like electronic music sort of vibe with it, which is dope. This game was fire. I love the First soundtrack song. Upper Metal Hellsinger. I forget what I don't know the names of the songs themselves too well, but whatever the song was like, it was like the third area song. Let me, I'll wait till this song finishes, because it's about to finish here in like 13 seconds, or 10 seconds, sorry. I definitely misread. I saw the number 3 and my mind went to 13. Actually, we'll let this 10 minutes, or 10, I can't, my brain, 10 seconds off. Okay. Okay, we'll pause that one. Let's open up the Hellsinger soundtrack. Because this fucking, alright. This game rocks. Hellsinger soundtrack. Okay, Metal Hellsinger. I think it's this one right here. Let's try it. No, this isn't this. Definitely isn't this one. No way. Oh, it's this one. Yeah. Stygia? I forget how to pronounce it, but yeah, this one fucking rocks. The woman singing in this, like, God, her voice sounds so fucking good, dude. Oh, guitar. You know, it's weird because like a lot of metal music I'm not as big of a fan on, and like the growly like type of singing shit, which is unfortunate because it's like a lot of metal music like that. But I fucking always love the instrumentals for metal. I'm like, fuck, dude. I would buy so many like instrumental metal albums from artists. Like, if more artists did that shit. Like, when you can hear like cleaner vocals like that, it just elevates it a lot. I mean, I like the rest of that song too, but like the woman singing specifically at the fucking top of it with the chorus is just like transcendent. It's the best way to put it. Fuck, that song rocks. Uh, but yeah, the DLC for that game was weird as fuck. The fact that they'd have something like I don't like Charlie XCX, even though it worked really well. It worked incredibly well for an on-beat song, and then Misery Business was fucking great for it. I thought Personal Jesus didn't work well on it. And I'm trying to think of like what the other songs were. Obviously, Disturbed, Down with the Sickness works incredibly well too. Although it is such a slow paced song that it kind of like fucks up a little bit of the vibe of it, even though the song itself works in the context of the game really well. Whereas like Charlie XCX does not work in the context of the game at all, but like in terms of the on beat like rhythm action of it, fucking works phenomenally, which is so weird. And I love heavy metal rock music. That type of shit is fire, or type of stuff is fire. Hell yeah. I like some metal. I think I'm more like in terms of my music, I'm probably more uh pop punk is like my number one, so like Green Day and Offspring, shit like that. But and Paramore actually, since I just mentioned Misery Business. But you know what? Let's just do because I've been talking about songs a bunch here, so let's just do this like fucking like 5 times just to bring that up to whatever the actual number probably is. There we go. Mentioned too many songs. Anyway, uh, actually, we'll throw a couple too because I was listening to fucking some of the soundtracks of like Jack and Daxter earlier, of course, and some of them for like the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh one, shit like that. We'll just make it. We'll make it 382. That seems like it's probably about where it needs to be. Yeah, cool. Sorry for flooding chat. Could have went in, I guess, and manually changed it, but fuck that. We'll do it the old classic way with just the command. Anyway, that rocks. Great game. Now there's only one thing left now before I'm completely done with all of these. Because I've done every other thing. It's Yakuza time. I mean, that's the only thing left to talk about that I kept putting off because it just would take forever, and I was hoping to finish Yakuza 5 first. So I haven't talked about any of the Yakuza games. Starting with where the hell did I platinum Yakuza 0 at? Oh, jeez, this would have been years ago, dude. Fucking, it's taken me so long to get through these games. Yakuza 0 back in May of 2021. Wow, so 4 years ago. That's wacky. That's fuck. What can you even say about Yakuza 0? First of all, start playing the music again. Yakuza 0. There's so much that Yakuza 0 does that, like, especially now having played all the way through Yakuza, 1 through 5, because the actual timeline of the games, not counting like the remakes and shit, would be Yakuza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 0 was made after 5. And now that I like have caught up to that point, and obviously Kiwami 1 came out after Yakuza 0, and then I think it was, what was it? Was it Kiwami? I think it was Yakuza 6 and then Kiwami 2 after that. I should double check that actually. I always like get this one mixed up. Yakuza release order. The song slaps too. Yeah, so Kiwami 2 came out after Yakuza 6, so technically I still need to play 6 to like get the real fucking... So Kiwami 2 was like the latest game that I've played in the series. I played every other like mainline game. So where am I at with that? Okay, sorry, I'm just clicking back into shit. Yeah, so knowing like how Yakuza 5 worked, right, and seeing the progression from say Yakuza 3, 4 to 5, and then eventually like realizing back to 0 when I initially played, I can see how the games progressed the way they did, because 5 has a lot of the blueprints that like 0 eventually comes into. But to talk specifically about 0 first, because I'm going to talk about them I guess in the order that I played them. I mean, 0 is fantastic. It has such a great story. I think it's probably the best story still out of all... Actually, not probably. It is the best story out of all the ones I played. By a fucking mile, to be honest. 4, I think, would get close if it wasn't for an issue that I'll talk about in a second. Or I'll talk about when I get to that. But, like, it's fucking loaded with mini games. It has so many quality of life things that I take for granted. Like, or that I did take for granted that eventually became apparent when I went back to Yakuza, or when I started playing Yakuza 3. Because like I said, Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2 came out after Yakuza 0, so it has a lot of the same quality of life upgrades. But Yakuza 3 doesn't. nor does 4 and 5. So it's like, for example, there's more save boxes. Like, yeah, more save boxes, more taxis. The item management's way better. Like, it's not nearly as restrictive. And, you know, shit like that. The mini games are way smoother than they are in Yakuza 3 and 4. Like, Yakuza 3 was the first time they had karaoke in a Yakuza game. Oh, I'm gonna bump this down just a tiny bit there. This next song that's gonna pop up is my favorite from the soundtrack. But, it's just fucking, like, fantastic. I mean, there are some grindy shit, like, for example, Cat Fight Trophy is fucking ridiculous, to be honest. It's just RNG, so and you have to do it 10 times, which is fucking irritating. So it's just save scumming, but, and some of it was, like, really weird because it's such a different type of game that I've played before that. But there was a lot of, like, learning shit on the fly. For example, I did not do well at Mahjong at all when I initially played it, but now I do pretty well on all the Mahjong requirements for, like, the later games. So Zero, like, prepped me for that, right? Another example, I understand Shogi more than I did initially, and now I really understand, like Chohan and Koi Koi and Oichoi Kabu and CeeLo. Games I didn't know anything about before I played Yakuza. And now I could explain them all pretty well. The only ones that I would have issues with... Like, which one is it? I want to say it's Koi Koi, the one I'm like... Yeah, it's Koi Koi. That one would be difficult for me because I can do pretty well with it in terms of how Yakuza tells you which ones can steal which ones, but sometimes it gets a little weird. Like, in terms of, like, if I was just visually looking at them, I couldn't always tell. Like, a lot of them you can tell because it's literally the same picture, except, like, there's a flower in it, or there's an animal in it or something, and that's a little bit different. But some of them just, like, don't look like they match fucking at all, and so I would have no idea how to do those ones. But, yeah, I mean, learned so much about that. Obviously, the story is fucking amazing in Yakuza 0. Dude, the real estate minigame, fantastic. Like, just, god, there's just so much about it. Like, all the different combat styles were fucking dope. Just so much side content, and it's all, like, and I love that it really perfected, like, the juxtaposition of, like, goofy side content all the fucking time. Like, oh boy, I'm bowling now, or oh, I'm helping a dominatrix learn how to be a better dominatrix. You know, and oh, I'm fucking trying to help some woman get her visa, but she keeps saying pizza. Haha, that's wacky because she doesn't speak well. Like, just random bullshit. Versus, like, a really serious crime drama. Like, a very deadly serious crime drama. It's such a weird fucking, like, just contrast. It's like, it's nice though. Like, it's a really good, well done game. The climax battles at the end are good. The Coliseum's good. It's very. I mean, the Dragon Tiger shit's kind of lame, to be honest. But, like, this is just RNG. So I mean, you could save scum it obviously, but it's just like eh. But yeah, I mean, it does take a while. The games really do take a while, and some of them have more bullshit than others. But honestly, Zero still has, like, the best fucking karaoke in any of the games, like, by far. Honestly, until we hit Yakuza, or until I hit Yakuza 5, I guess I should say, I was still pretty underwhelmed with the karaoke, because it's like, okay, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2 added shit, so that's fine. Like, Yakuza 3's karaoke was really lame, and 4's was a little bit better, but still kind of lame, and 5 was like, okay, now we're starting to get there, and then obviously knowing Zero, it's like, dude, Zero has fucking hits after hits after hits, man. But it's cool to see, like, the progression on that. I would definitely rate Yakuza 0, like, in terms of the ratings, I guess I could say, Yakuza 0 for me would be the highest, and then Yakuza 4 under that, and then 5, no, I mean, kind of. Like, 5 does so much cool shit, but then it, like, fucks up a couple things. I think I would... 0, 4, 1. No. 0. Fuck. That's a tough one, actually. 0, 4. 0 and 4 are locked in. Those are easy. The worst one, I think, would probably be... I don't want to say Kiwami 2 is the worst one. I think it's close, but, like... In terms of, like, the gameplay changes and shit, like the new engine, like, it's fucking awesome, and, like... The other dragon that, you know, you're fighting the other dragon, woo, whatever, like, fucking... That's cool. That's really dope. The Terrata shit's kind of lame, though. Kiwami 1 is, like... The Akiyama stuff's cool, but the Jingo stuff is awful. It's just lame. He's a terrible villain. Very boring. What else? 4, I have the issue with the bullets. Rubber bullet thing. That's, you know, if you know, you know, I guess. And then, what else? 3, like, 3 is just all over the fucking place, to be honest, with that story. I mean, as much as I love the orphanage shit, like, the rest of the, like, the actual series story going on is, like, fucking random as shit. And 5, like, Shinada's story was, like, really tacked on, even though I do like Shinada as a character. Whereas, like, 4 is, like... Tanimura was just lame as fuck, to be honest. See, like, 4 and 5, Tanimura versus Shinada is a situation where it's, like, for Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 5, is, like, a situation where it's, like, one of them makes way more sense in the Yakuza universe, but is, like, a lamer character, and then the other one is the opposite, where it's, like... makes less sense in the universe, but is a cooler character. So it's like, damn, if only you can make someone like Akiyama who both makes sense in the universe and also is just fucking cool as hell. But yeah, I guess Yakuza 0 I'd probably give like a 9 out of 10. It's a fantastic game. I can't wait to play Yakuza 0 Director's Cut eventually. It is coming to PlayStation. Currently it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2, which is coming out next month, I believe. Maybe the month after, I forget. Like, I didn't look too much into it because I don't give a fuck. I don't want to Switch. But that is going to be rough not watching the cutscenes. But yeah, it is a timed exclusive, so I don't know when it's going to show up to the other platforms. Maybe a year from now or something. I don't know. But I would like to play the game when it comes out eventually. Because there's new like cutscenes and shit that'll be like a big deal. I don't really care about the online mode. That can go fuck itself, to be honest. But like, the rest of this stuff is cool. Okay, so if Yakuza 0 is 9 out of 10, let's go Kiwami then. Kiwami I played very shortly after Yakuza 0, like directly after. It's just, it feels like Yakuza 0, but like a smaller version of it. I understand it was like the first game, and so really it's Yakuza 0 that's taking a lot of. Like Yakuza 0 came out after all these games, technically. I mean, I know Kiwami and Kiwami 2 came out after, but those are just remakes of... I mean, they build stuff into Kiwami 1 and 2 that, like, plays off of 0, but, like, the main core of the games are obviously based off of games from the PS2 era. And yeah, I mean, they could be stronger. I do like that Yakuza 0 gives more of, like, a backstory for Akiyama, so it doesn't feel as... Like, it feels more impactful when the events of Kiwami 1 happen. But I will say the sub-stories for Kiwami 1 are kind of lame. A lot of them are just like, you get faked mugged in the street, and then you gotta fight people to stop yourself from being mugged. It's like, is 0 a prequel? Yeah, 0 is the prequel to Yakuza 1. So the games came out on PS2 initially. They were Yakuza, and then they were Yakuza 2. And then for the PS3 era, it was Yakuza 3, 4, and then 5. And then Yakuza 0 came out in the PS4 era, and then Kiwami 1 came out, which was a remake of Yakuza 1. A full-on remake, like everything like redone up. And then then Yakuza 6 was made. Same era. Kiwami 2 was made, which was a remake of Yakuza 2. And at some point in that timeline. I forget the exact point, but there was a remaster of Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 put on like a PS4 disc. 2 PS4 discs technically, but whatever. So they remastered those games. Those are not remakes, those ones are remasters. And so in terms of like old, Yakuza 3 is really the oldest game in the series, like in the mainline series, as it currently sits. There's a lot of talk about like trying to get like a full-on remake of Kiwami 3, and like I don't know, the developers at first weren't really open for it, but it seemed like they kind of opened up a little bit more in time, like over time. So we'll see. It could use it because honestly, Kiwami or Yakuza 3 is pretty rough. But let's see, Kiwami 1. Kiwami 1 also has the Majima Everywhere thing, doesn't it? That's Kiwami 1, not Kiwami 2. I'm pretty sure it does. Majima Everywhere, yeah. So I mean, Majima Everywhere really adds a lot to one that probably obviously didn't exist in the original Yakuza 1. Yeah, I think that's fair for me to say Yakuza 1's better than Yakuza 2, even though like the Dragon Engine's cool as fuck. Yakuza 1 is a good story, it's just that like they had to stick a lot to the original Yakuza 1 story. Which for a PS2 game is kinda, you know, like, I mean, it's good for a PS2 game, but like in terms of like modern, like actually being able to craft a story, it's like it's a little bit lackluster in some aspects, but they were able to add like new cutscenes and shit for, Akiyama. Or wait, no. Fuck, Nishiki. I kept doing that. I kept doing that when I was playing Yakuza 5 too. I'm fucking mixing up the names. I just think about Akiyama because he's fucking cool. He does a bunch of kicks at night. He's my real brother, not fucking Nishiki. Bring me eggs. Only eggs can sustain me. How you doing, Rat? I'll give you one egg. What do we got? There's a thank egg. That's the name of the emote, thank egg. I don't know what. I guess because he's bald or something. God, I'm not really sure. What if I just type in egg? Is there a BTTV emote that just says egg? We'll find out. Oh, there is. Nice. Alright, there you go. There's your egg. I'm okay, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just finishing up my like rankings. This is the last set of rankings. It's just the Yakuza games. After that, I'm done. But we're right in the fucking thick of the action, tell you what, because we are not even halfway through the Yakuza games right now. But yeah, no, I'd say Yakuza Kiwami 1 is probably like an 8 out of 10. It does hurt a little bit to do it right after 0 because it does feel very samey. And of course, pretty much all the games take place in Kamurocho anyway. I mean, Yakuza 4 and 5 change up quite a bit in the city structure. And the cities change in between the games. So it's a situation where it's like, you know, it's nice because you know your way around the city quite a bit. But things change enough to where it's like it feels fresh, and obviously the story changes, and the sub-stories and the mini games and all that change. So that's cool, but yeah, it does. Some people will recommend playing Kiwami 1 first because it's like it's Yakuza 1, but the thing is, Kiwami 1 was made after 0, and they put things in Kiwami 1 that directly tied to 0. So it's like it's clearly made like for like to work with 0. So it's one of those things that's like you should play it after. Also because 0 is like better than Kiwami 1, so you know, like if you know you're gonna like the series, you want to play 0 to get the like best experience of it, I'd say. But yeah, I don't know, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10, I think. Kiwami 2, I played I took a little bit of a break in between those games. A couple month break because I didn't want to burn myself out. But then I got right back into that bitch, and then we platinumed it. I think there's just so much like it was easier back during this time for me because I didn't stream these games, and honestly streaming these games increases how long these games take by like quite a bit. because I then sit there and like read out shit and like comment on everything and shit, which is fine. Like that's fun for like playing games. I like doing that, but it does slow down the process for sure. Like normally, I mean, I riff on games anyway, even when I'm not streaming. Like depending on shit, but like, you know, I mean, sometimes in my head, sometimes out loud, depending. But like, yeah, I'm trying to think. They change the leveling system all the fucking time. That's one thing that kind of grinds my ass about Yakuza. Is like every game there's a different way to level up your character. Like it's completely fucking revamped, like almost every single game, and you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, never get used to like one way of doing it. Which I mean, fair enough, I guess, but like, fuck, dude. The hosted stuff is really cool in all these too. I haven't mentioned that until now, but it's cool. I'm trying to like. You know, like, there's not a whole lot of feelings I have about Kiwami 2, to be honest. Like, it was fun, and I like the story with how here's, like, a rival organization. I mean, that's gonna be a lot of them, but, like, oh, this guy's gonna come fuck you up, and oh, it's the guy from Zero, which obviously they put it in Zero because it was in Yakuza 2 to begin with. I'm here for all the app, hell yeah. I'm gonna bite your ears. Don't bite my ears. They hurt. Ow! Why would you do that? Look at that! You bent him. You bent him. You fucking idiot. Sorry. It's all good. Anyway. Like, I remember the plot of Yakuza 2, but it's just... I don't know, I feel like it didn't leave as much of an impression, to be honest. Something about it. Yeah, because, like... This fucker's dope. Like, don't get me wrong, he's fucking dope shit, but yeah, the whole Terada plotline was, like, kinda lame. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably give it like a. Let's see. Yeah, did I give Yakuza 0 a 9? Let's give Yakuza 0 a 9.5. We'll update it. Yakuza 0 is a 9.5. Kiwami 1's like a 8.5. Kiwami 2 is like an 8. I think that's fair. Yakuza 3 is like a 6. It's rough. It's fucking rough, dude. Like every enemy you fight fucking blocks all the time. The one story of it sucks in terms of the what would you call it? Like the serious crime drama part of the story, it just sucks. Even though the orphanage stuff is like some of my favorite stuff from Yakuza, which is weird because it's like Yakuza 3 has like some of my favorite stuff because of the orphanage plotline, which is great. Like, inject that shit directly into my veins, but everything else around it, just all the minigames are worse because you're going from like the most recent entry at the time, Kiwami 2, and going all the way back to the earliest entry, so like everything is rougher. All minigames rougher. The combat rougher. The visuals rougher. Like, everything is just worse. It's just objectively worse. And so it's, you know. Plus it also has Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 remastered have an issue with the pool being broken because for some reason for a controller, the right stick, which is only supposed to be used for the power of your shots, like left stick changes where the shot gets hit on the ball, so it changes where the ball goes, and right stick does the power, but for some reason right stick does also change the trajectory of the ball on the remasters, just on the remasters. So if you don't hit the right stick like perfectly straight, if it even like slightly deviates, then it could throw the ball off completely. Then it sucks because there's like a thing you need to do for pool, which is like incredibly hard in Yakuza 3, which makes it one of the harder platinums. It is a higher percentage platinum, but the thing is, because most people like, it's unfortunate because it's a harder game than Zero, easily, but it's a situation where more people played Zero, so there's gonna be a smaller amount of platinums. Whereas the higher you go, like, anyone who's playing Yakuza 3 is only playing if they're a Yakuza fan, right? Whereas like a lot of people will play Zero just because they love Zero. Or sorry, like everyone like loves Zero, so it's like a situation where it's like a lot of people play even non-trophy hunters or people that aren't as like PSNP obviously caters to trophy hunters, but it's a situation where like even if someone didn't like the game, they might still try it. Like they're more likely to try Zero than they ever would Yakuza 3, for example, or Kiwami 2. Yeah, Kiwami 2 was like a way easier platinum. Kiwami 1's slightly harder than Yakuza 0 in the sense that there's like a really annoying thing with like a truck. There's like a sequence with a truck that's really hard, just to not spoil really anything with it. Yeah. Yakuza 3 is like a 6. It's rough. It definitely needs a Kiwami remake for sure. Yakuza 4 is fucking awesome though. Yakuza 4 is like a solid like. I'm gonna go with 8.5. It would be higher. I think it would be a 9. If. Yeah, I think 8.5 sounds right. Yeah, let's go 8.5. Because there's a whole subplot with like rubber bullets, which completely invalidates a giant portion of a certain character's like certain character's story arc. They just completely throw it to the wayside for like some stupid thing just to because they can't have I guess the minor spoilers for Yakuza 4. There's a character that is supposed to be a killer that like rubber bullets makes it where he's not a killer because for some reason we can't just have a fucking character who's a killer. So that's lame. And that actually does like I think that really hurts the plot for me, so that's the reason why it's not higher. But otherwise, like I think it's great. I mean, some of the mini games still stuck, but it's definitely like way much like it's a much bigger improvement over 3. And likewise, 5 is a mostly bigger improvement over 4, but some of the story shit kind of sucks. I think they kind of betrayed like a Haruka storyline right at the end for no reason. They just rehashed the Saejima plot from 4 again, which is not needed at all. I don't know why we had to redo the prison thing. Giant waste of time. Shinada, even though he's like a lovable goofball, like he's just tacked on to the story. Like they did not make it anywhere near organic. That he's like still in the story, especially like near the end of it. Oh yeah, especially Yakuza 4 also Shinada sucked. Or sorry, Nightmare sucked. But yeah, Yakuza 5, having just finished that. Oh, hold on, let me pause this music. This is like, for some reason, this one goes backwards. I think it's in a part of the game where like you go backwards in the actual game, but I don't want to listen to the same song backwards. I'm gonna head out. Hopefully I can get to another one of your streams. Thank you very much, Lone. Thanks for the follow as well, obviously, and hope you have a good day. The stream should be wrapping up real soon anyway. Like, as soon as I'm done talking about Yakuza 5, I'm gonna raid out. But yeah, uh, I streamed badly in the past whatever because I was so busy doing this Worms Rumble and Red Dead Redemption I didn't realize I was no redeemed you suck. You know what that means. That means I gotta insult you. Per the rules of the redeem which you redeemed. It's not me, man. You're the one that did it, so you have to live with the consequences of your actions. Anyway, so the you suck thing. Yeah, you suck because you're interrupting my talking with another chatter. How dare you? You think you're some cool guy? You think you can just come in, be like, hey, I'm a rat. Look at me, I'm ratting about. Rat-a-tat-tat, I'm a rat. No, man. It don't work like that, dog. Fuck you. And anyway, that's my use of the there. Hopefully you got what you wanted out of the you suck redeem. Oh, the ad break. I wonder if the ad break ruined that. Oh well. Anyway, Yakuza 5. That again, they shouldn't have. Both of these shouldn't have taken a year for me to do. But I ran into issues like I ran into copyright issues with Yakuza 4, which was a bitch. So I stopped doing that. got an ad anyway. Yeah, the ad life. And Yakuza 5, I ended up taking like a 6 month break because I was focusing on platinuming a bunch of games to try to hit like a milestone in the end of the year. So then after the year ended, I picked it up after a few months. That's another thing. Like I want when I eventually play Yakuza 6, I'm hoping to get through it like in a reasonable amount of time, not a year. Especially because it's apparently one of the easiest platinums in the series. So that'll be cool. But yeah, what do we got? 5. So besides like the critiques I have of 5, I will say that Yakuza 5 is a situation where it's the mini games are really starting to become like way better. The cinematography of like the way they're changing like dynamic shots are way better in 5. Something like adding in a bunch of like extra mini games, like for example the taxi one is very clear. The taxi one, and I guess the idol thing. Though that's another rhythm game actually. Now that I think about it, Yakuza 5 has a rhythm game section. But the fact that they have like a multi-layered like side story definitely makes sense. Like how all this became the precursor to Yakuza 0, such as like the financial thing where there's like a whole side story with that. Same thing with the hostess club shit. Um, some of the fucking shots actually just remind me of Zero, like in terms of the cutscenes as well. But yeah, 5 is rougher though. I think I it's the inclusion of let's see, the inclusion of Majima and like the Park-san thing. I didn't like the way that, especially the Park-san. I didn't like the way that that was handled at all. Saejima again was like a lot of the repeat of the story. Unfortunately, Haruka's whole story I thought was pretty good up until the point where they betray it like right at the end for no reason. Uh, it's just yeah, I don't know. It's a not as good. It's not as good as 4, unfortunately. Even though like there's like in technical aspects, it's better than 4, but in terms of like how they're doing the story, it's like written worse than 4, which is where it's like unfortunate for me. So I think I'd put it as like an 8 personally. I think that's a comfortable place to put it. And then Yakuza 4, what did I say, like 8.5? So I guess that's how I would rank the games. We can come back at some other point after I do 6 in probably like a year or something, even though I hope it doesn't take a year. And we'll see. My hope is to beat Yakuza 6 and then Yakuza 7 and then get to the man who erased his name before it leaves PlayStation Extra. I don't know when it will. It's on PlayStation Extra right now, but like, yeah, because that game comes after uh, Yakuza 7, but before Yakuza 8. So it's almost like a Yakuza 7.5, but it kind of takes place, as far as I'm aware, it takes place like in between and before Yakuza 7, but like it has Yakuza 7 spoilers, so you want to play it before 7 or after 7, I mean. So yeah, that's a goal I'll definitely go to, but before I get to 6, I definitely want to, there's probably like another game or two I want to play for the channel. But yeah, that is that is it. I have finally reached the end of my talking about video games that I've done on my PSN profiles. That's not to say the series won't ever come back of me doing this. It's just that I would have to play like enough games to justify bringing it back. Because if it takes an hour to like, I could do a smaller like 1 hour stream as opposed to the one right now, which is probably what like a 4 hour stream. Yeah, it's 4 hours. Um, I would have to play enough games that aren't like just games I've already played. Like for example, Red Dead is a game I've already played that it's gonna keep jumping up the list until I 100% it. Hopefully, 100% it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess hopefully in a few days. I didn't mean to take a 10-day break. I'm sorry for that. Usually I only take about like a 3 or 4 day break in between streams, but that it completely got fucking shoved to the wayside as I was doing a bunch of Worms Rumble. Like that's I've been on a huge grind for that, as Pig earlier was in here could attest to, and as well as JFL Leon and Tadoki. Speaking of, let's get the fuck out of here because that's good for me. We're actually gonna raid out to friend of the stream, JFL Leon, since I saw he started streaming earlier, and he's one of the people we've talked about. So I don't see Pig streaming yet, so we'll go here. Plus, it's actually been a good while since I rated out to Leon anyway. But yeah, thanks to everyone who showed up earlier, of course, including, Red Zombie, red, it's not like a red zombie as opposed to a blue one. But no, obviously, Zombie Red, Fiery Phoenix, a bunch of red names, of course, in chat, that's good. Lone, and who also followed, so thanks for that, and Rat, of course. Oh, Ritos too, to harass me into fucking playing a game I didn't want to play. We'll see, he might be able to succeed. We'll see. Anyway, we're gonna rate out. Thanks everyone who, either currently lurking or was lurking earlier. Lurkers, I also appreciate it. The video should go up on YouTube Saturday, so expect that. Or thanks to anyone who watches that or the VOD, of course, on Twitch. Hopefully, copyright music doesn't fuck anything up here, but we'll see. But yeah, give everyone next time, probably another like 3 or 4 days. Do. And read. And stop streaming.